Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. A little garage update here. This is episode 3, I guess, of this process. Just got all of our inspections and stuff done. The city finally came out. So anyway, concrete today for the garage floor, as well as the remaining driveway that we're replacing here. So yeah, let's get right into it. Here we go. Garage episode 3 of, at this rate, what's probably going to be and end up being like 50. But anyway, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well as tap the bell for the notifications so that you don't miss a single episode of the garage series here, all 50 of them probably. Anyway, as this process continues along here, and we get just a little bit closer to being done. So here we go. All right, 8 o'clock. Got a haircut. Didn't do me any favors after I paid them, but this corner right here is 1.5 feet into the rear setback of 35 feet. I measured straight along this fence to the property line because that's what I thought you did. They measured to the shorter side over here, which is 33.5 feet. Anyway, we're getting that taken care of as well. Anyway, we got to get a permit box up and a couple little administrative things, but the inspection is done. So tomorrow, concrete driveway done. And then I think it has to sit for like 28 days before we can build on it. So it's May 17th now. It'll be May 18th, call it middle of June before we can even do anything with this, but at least it's moving forward. My God. Next project though, once this is done, and then once the driveway cures for I think like a week, we should be good. The first thing is I would hate to be a builder in Sandy Springs because this process is basically the same across the board, whether you're doing a 500 square foot garage or you're building a 10,000 square foot house, which I just can't even imagine that process. But we are one step closer. And again, a huge shout out to my architect, Mr. Kyle Benedict. If you have not heard of Kyle or worked with Kyle and you're looking at doing something like this, I don't care how small or big it is, you have to hire Kyle. He's been amazing through this whole process. And I know he is like bombarded beyond belief. But, and then my good buddy, Dave Greenwood, is our structural engineer, trying to make sure everything is done up to code and so this thing won't blow away in the first tornado we have come through here. It's just like crazy, this process. I had no idea. We started this whole thing like 4 months ago. And like I said, I learned a lot about myself through this process. Don't want to be a builder. Probably will never add square footage to another house, at least in Sandy Springs, anytime soon. But good grief, going through this process and saving the, I don't know, whatever it is, $5,000 to $10,000 that a contractor would charge us for all of this, I now understand why. The amount of time and effort and energy that I put into this is obscene, but we're a little bit closer today. So tomorrow we'll come back and we'll do some concrete. Stick around if you dare. Alrighty, next day here, getting ready for some concrete. Truck just pulled up. They got here a little while ago and started cleaning up some of the junk around the site here. Like some bricks and stuff down in the footer and whatnot. My good buddy Judd is gonna back a trailer right in here. I'm gonna take all this junk and put it in there and then have him take it away so that we can get rid of all this junk. And then I got some like construction debris and an old weed whacker that I thought I could save but couldn't. Yeah, so the old fence is going in there, all these posts are going in there. We're gonna keep the firewood. We got this little bit of dirt here. I asked them to put like a bucket or so there. If you guys remember, this was a little bit higher, so they took basically a bucket of dirt right there. Obviously everything else is spread out here and then in the trampoline, but you can see how long it's been. I've already got grass back here. where they added dirt in my big hole. But anyway, left some dirt there so that we could fill in along here and then get a nice slope away from the house and away from the new garage, and then slope it back this way as well. But I am curious in this area. Let me walk you over here real quick. I want to do some planning along here. And this is where I need your help or your input here. So we got some hydrangeas that have actually done pretty well when they're getting watered and not surrounded by construction debris, but there's like 3 or 4 of them I think in here. But anyway, this little pine straw bed, I want to kind of continue it around there, but as you can see, these are getting a ton of sun in the afternoon. So anyway, would love to hear your input here. If do we close this fence off here and create a gate? Do we just close it to the building and close it off and then you go through there? I don't know. But anyway, do we do the bed here just to end it here? Do we bring it all the way around here? I don't know. The sprinklers, you can see, I think this one's going to end up about right there, give or take. And that one we got to shorten the pipe a little bit and get it so that it covers this general area for the grass and stuff. But anyway, that's kind of where we are. So that's a quick little status update for today, May 17th, like 3 weeks later. I've learned a lot about myself through this process. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure that these are in and epoxied in. This is the concrete garage floor, and anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those suckers. It's like 12 inches in there with some epoxy. The first issue, and this is only because this has been sitting for so freaking long, but there's a little bit of dirt over here. We just want to make sure this isn't touching any dirt, because that'll rust out, and then this garage will cave in on itself. I doubt it. And then just to make sure this is up off the ground all throughout, we got to get it up off the ground over here again. Kids probably stepped on this one and ruined it. But anyway, you want to get this rebar down in like the bottom third of the footer. That's why rebar's there to reinforce this. So obviously the wall here is supported by this. And I don't know, every 6 or so feet you have these little stanchions here that support the rebar to keep it up off the earth, and that one just seems to have collapsed. So anyway, that one, I think we're good though. We got our little tie in there for the wall, which should be good. I do like the fact though that they kind of put these little markers in here for grade. Can you see those? Yeah, there you go. A little orange. So that should be at the top of the slab. Obviously they'll pull those out, and then they've had this line here too to make sure that the water, kind of goes away and then down the driveway as well. So here we go. Okay, so we got the dirt away from all the rebar and stuff and put some new stanchions in. They took a shovel, kind of cleaned things out just a little bit, and then I took that old fence down, and that was back there. So yeehaw, here we go, some concrete finally. Today must be concrete day in the neighborhood, and I think they're pouring their slab as well. It's like the 6th or 7th truck that's come back there. Nice. Can't tell you how good this feels. Really, really good. So they're going around the footers first, and then they're going to lay the slab in the middle, and then come out and do, reverse zoom there. All this here as well. step one complete. This is going to be like a 50-part series, I have a feeling. So as you saw from all the kind of like B-roll here, all done. Took them about 7 hours or so. Yeah, really happy with how this turned out. Obviously the garage floor nice and smooth. They use that little machine you saw there to kind of smooth that all over. Yeah, then they got their little lines in here, control lines to in case one of these sections cracks or whatever, we can just replace that section and not have to worry about replacing the whole thing. Anyways, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections with some like triangle sections over there. It's amazing to watch these guys work, though. I mean, it's such a skill, such an interesting craft. So anyway, you see a little lip here for the garage, and it's perfectly lined up with the edge. So this has to sit for about 28 days before we can build on it. There will be a CMU wall here that goes down this way and then back connects in there, and the walls will go up. So anyway, I think that's the end of part 3. Yeah, 50-part series easily. 50-part series. But anyway, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that and tap the bell for the notifications so that you can see this thing in all of its final glory sometime, like probably next year at this rate. I do have to get a dump trailer out here, so my buddy Judd is going to bring a trailer out here, dump trailer, which, by the way, if you're in the metro Atlanta area, you got to use Judd. Super awesome guy, and he's not like these normal dumpster companies. Like, he'll leave it here for a month if you have to have it. But anyway, we got to get rid of this fence and junk, debris, whatever else, because I got to get back to cutting this grass. It's like 3 feet tall over here. But anyway, get rid of all this junk. Once the CMU wall's in, we'll get all that dirt in here. Not really sure what we're going to do here as far as grade and working this section out, but anyway, we shall see. But yeah, there you go, and you can see all the grasses starting to come in. A couple little bare spots I gotta take care of, but overall, very good. The one other thing I don't think I mentioned is we got a basketball goal that, well, we got that one right there, but I think we're gonna end up digging a hole, putting it in concrete, getting something a little more substantial, because this one has fallen over on my truck before. Not that one, but my old truck. So find something we can sink into the ground, and yeah. Anyway, we'll get there. Like and subscribe. Thanks so much for following along. We'll see you on the next one.